the machine will start at the end of one field, travel to the end of that field and do a dry pivot to position the spans on that end of the field. This run is 1310 metres and this side is 1200 metres. So when the pivot is done, the machine has to walk dry to get to the start of the field. So in total, 88.3 hectares is irrigated and the machine size is 330 metres with an end gun. The end gun has booster pump, so when the end gun is operating, we have a higher pressure requirement and the booster pump deals with that while keeping the connection pressure at the machine as low as possible. The machine has a flow rate of 270 cubic metres an hour, which necessitates 150 mil hose. That is the maximum flow rate that you can get through 150 mil hose. The weight of the hose and the water restricts the length of the hose to 105 metres is what the machine can pull. So over our length, that means that we have 7 hydrants.
Seven?
7 hydrants.
7
The
hectares.
first hydrant at that end of the field is 95 metres from the end of the field. Okay?
It's like what you said.
And it's 95 metres because we pull 105 metres because we need that bend in the hose. We have to allow for that length of hose. So the first hydrant is 95 metres, the next hydrant is 190 metres away. Because the machine will travel 95 metres to the hydrant, another 95 metres past the hydrant and stop. You change the hose from here to this hydrant and the machine goes again, and so you go until you get to the end of the field. At 270 cubic metres on a field this size, the application rate is about 7 millimetres. To apply 7 millimetres to the 88 hectares takes, I wrote it down, takes 23.5 hours of operational time. On top of that operational time, you need to have time to change the hose from one hydrant to another, which is approximately 30 minutes. So with 7 hydrants, we would have 13 changes going backwards and forth. So you start at one hydrant, you're already connected, you move from hydrant to hydrant going up. When the machine goes across to this side, you then have to change the hydrants as you do your return run. So the total time to put 7 millimetres on this whole farm, including the manoeuvring of the machine and the hydrant change, is 46 hours.
46 hours.
If we wanted to put 10 millimetres on, it would be 66 hours. Because what you simply do to increase the application rate is reduce the travel speed. So it takes longer to cover that area. How much water do we use? If we put 7 millimetres on the whole farm, you will use 6,345 cubic metres. If you put 10 millimetres on the whole farm, you will use 11,250 cubic metres. So it's a considerable amount of water, but it's a huge area.
Yes.
88 hectares is 220 acres. Huge area. So this machine is 6-span. It has a 4-cylinder diesel engine with a 300 and, well actually I think it's just 300 litre fuel tank. And we use...
Okay.
We use furrow guidance. The cart requires guidance to travel in a straight line. And you have three options with Bower. Furrow guidance, so this should be 150 millimetres wide and 150 millimetres deep, and has to be straight. Any deviation in this, the machine will follow. We don't want that. We want the machine to travel straight. Very important. So in high rainfall areas or areas where you are cropping and you have stock, you have to maintain this. Once a year, with a plough or something on your tractor, you clean it out so that this stays in here. Very important. If you have stock and you want to crop on the one side, so cows are walking around, they will damage this. So you can put buried cable in the ground, 700 millimetres deep, straight line, and you cover that cable so nothing can interfere with it. The machine has an antenna on the centre tower that reads an electrical current that goes through that cable and keeps the machine in a straight line. So you can do that and have zero maintenance here if you want to have stock, or if furrow guidance, because of your soil type or because of your rainfall, is going to create too much maintenance. So a centre liner will move forwards, which is still clockwise in the northern hemisphere.
It's forward.
Yeah. So that's clockwise. In the southern hemisphere where I come from, it's clockwise. Okay. So the machine will drive forwards this way, and the cart just goes up and down. The cart does not turn. The spans swing around the cart to change their orientation in the field. So when the cart is travelling along, it has rotary switch to turn the end gun on and off, and has intermediate stop to stop the machine before it pulls the hydrant out of the ground. We don't want to do that. It causes too much work for this guy. So we might turn it on, if you like, and you're going to walk this way.
Bauer provided the diesel pump unit over there, which is adapted to the capacity and the pressure of the machine. The water lagoon is fed by deep wells pumps, which was installed by the